4-5 on. And we're away here in Barcelona. Looks to be a poor start for Danny. He's going to be losing a couple of positions. Finns could be making the most of that. It's still a fight all the way down towards turn 1. Lord James probably going to have the lead, but is Tom Gorey going to try and force himself up that inside? Yes, he is. Finns up to 3rd, Tarrier to 4th. Danny still fighting with Vapid for 5th and 6th places. Williams on the inside. That is Senna trying to make up a position on inside. Couldn't quite make up his inside as Finn's looking for his position on Tom Gorian. Into turn 4, he's still got that inside line, and he manages to make up that position. Still too wide, a little further back. Danny holding that outside line into turn 5. Tarrier still fighting side by side, multiple bits of contact through the kink at 6 and down towards turn 7. Tarrier still has the lead in that battle, but Lord James leads the race.
DT's not gonna get ahead and up into P7. Golden Sniper.
Oh, but he does into here. But Senna manages to make the move into turn 12 and through 13. They're side by side. Can he make it work? Yes, he can.
Brilliant, brilliant driving from UCR Senna. Opportunistic, but look at this towards turn 1. SFR Finns. He wants to take the lead.
Ooh.
Off of Lord James. Down the inside. They're still going to remain side by side. However, Finns on those medium tires is going to take the lead. And Lord James is going to be under a bit more pressure. Tarrier wants to gain a place, but he's not going to risk it for the biscuit right now.
But does he make it through here though? He's side by side with Tom Gorian into turn 5, round the outside. This time, can the McLaren make it work? He tried to defend the inside, couldn't make it work. Attack the outside. Oh, through goes Danny as well, because that's something where what happened is Lord James, he's hit that curb.
They were warned about it. And
the drivers were warned about the curb. That causes drivers to spin as there's a change for 2nd place. Danny makes up a position. Tom Gorian makes up a position on Tarrier as well. So Tarrier, no DRS, he's lost a lot of positions there.
Danny M7 closing it a little bit. That's because let's go around, down, and out of that battle he was in. He's now in last position. DT gets the first penalty of the day. Only 4 laps in. You can't afford to do that. Lord James has passed Lord Ricaz, especially with the pace that championship
DT contact with Angelo through turn 1. He's still side by side almost. Bit of a late move there from the Racing Bulls, because yes, they're now officially called the Racing Bulls, not just RB. As of this season, but it was a late move there from DT. Lord James making the move on Golden Sniper into turn 4, or it might be the week after, I can't quite remember that one. As Tarrier moves up a spot up to 3rd place as well. Does Tom Gorian do the same thing? No, Vapid even. No, because Tom Gorian is the lead Mercedes at the moment. Lord James makes a position up into 9th place now, so gradually climbing himself up the ranks. Tom Gorian makes a spot on Tarrier. Does Vapid do the same? He goes to that inside and does make that move. So it is Tom Gorian and Vapid 3 and 4.
Good progress from the Mercedes boys.
Oh, DT and Lord James side by side. Contact again through the first chicane.
DT's not going to give this one up very easily. Lord James, I know he's the faster driver. This is the trouble when you fall down the field. Catching's one thing, passing's another, and
exactly.
I don't think DT... Oh, look at Tom and Vapid side by side. Vapid goes up into 3rd place. Tom Gorian lost out and was side by side, I think, with LCK Tarrier even, when they were going through turn 10. Round the final corner to start lap number 8 of the race. And I'm ready to do this all over again. These guys trying to figure out where they want to go.
Let's see this. Oh, that McLaren's boxed in a little bit. Could be going around the outside of turn 1 here. Inside of 2 is where it turns. Then through turn 3, it does look like Tom Gorian managed to defend it pretty well, but he's lost a little bit of ground to his teammate. And LK Tarrier is right there, right on the inside of turn 4 here. Has to let off a little bit to Tom Gorian, so the Mercedes teammates are split up a little bit. We'll keep him up for a bit. We'll take him down a little bit. Tarrier making a move on Vapid down to P3 once again. Does Tom Gorian go down the inside? No, he does not. Mercedes play nice, at least for a little bit.
Angelo's made the place. He's up into P7.
Spain. I think Spain is the exact same time zone as the
No,
UK. Unfortunately,
no,
believe me,
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
I've been
Vapid's making a place.
down into turn one once again. Big hotspot for overtaking.
SFR Finn's leading by 2.2 seconds, so that gap slowly increasing to Danny M7. Danny M7 2.7 seconds ahead of Vapid Coot 74 and the rest of this pack, despite the fact that DRS is enabled for these guys and they're not actually fighting too aggressively. But I think in the next 5-6 laps that gap might start coming down as Terrier goes up into P3 yet again.
Lord James makes a move on Senna into turns 10 and 11. Perfect timing.
Oh, and by 0.03 of a second, Terrier has moved outside of the DRS range. Fastest lap of the race. He's dumped so much of his battery to pull away, but Tom Gorian's going to make the move on his teammate, and he's going to get right back on to the tail end of that McLaren.
Danny's already weaving a lot down that front straight, so he's already trying to cut the toe, so already worried about losing a position here. In goes Finns, in goes Danny.
Ding, ding,
Healthcare
ding!
Terrier is going to take the lead here for the first time, I think, of this race. Tom Gorian to second. Vapid up to third, so this battle is now for the lead as the two Mercedes are going to swap positions. Vapid's going to go ahead of Tom Gorian, so something must have happened in the pit lane. Actually, in comes Lord James now.
Ooh.
Right, this is going to be a good benchmark, so we can see where he is in terms of the net lead.
I think the gloves have been ripped off at Mercedes. That was a very aggressive defensive move from Vapid. I know you guys were watching that. You were watching that battle, but we were live with the Mercedes, and oh, this is gonna get fantastic. I know why the Mercedes guys were battling so hard for position, because that means Tom Gorian ahead of his teammate means he gets the first pit stop. He gets the undercut, and that might help a wee bit. So Vapid has to stay out an extra lap. They're both in, obviously, the same pit box. Angelo moves up to third. Finns moves up to fourth. Will Finns go for a move on Angelo? Trying it on the outside. Angelo's going to have a little bit of an incident. He's going to go off the track.
Off.
And I simply just think that's Angelo understeering into SFR Finns. It's a simple mistake, but it happens. That's going to cost him a bit of time in the race. James has moved ahead of Tom Gorian. That's a crucial move. The undercut is absolutely overpowered. Vapid
Inside's in.
out. Inside the pits now. He's going to go inside his pit box, and inside he's going to change his tires whilst he's inside the pit box.
Have you got any more?
Angelo and Danny M7 about to go side by side. Let's hope Angelo doesn't have another half spin.
Oh, he's not going to be on the outside this time because he of turn 2, but he's not going to really find that position. Danny back up to second place, 4 seconds behind Finns. Vapid's in the pit, so Finns is going to take the overall race lead. We are going to see what the actual gap is between himself and Lord James. It's 7 seconds, I think. So he's closed in over the past couple of laps. I think just needs to close in a little bit faster. On board with Terrier as he comes down towards turn 1. We're on 10 to go now, and he's made up that position for second place. So Terrier ahead of Danny, and the McLaren is in second place now, chasing the likes of Finns. But look who's caught up right behind.
It's Lord James.
As we make our way towards the final couple of laps here, Terrier hogging that inside line, trying to prevent anybody else from getting there, but Danny's closing and he's got it away from the McLaren, and Lord James is actually attacked by Tom Gorian briefly, who tries to stick his nose in. Thankfully, no damage, but that was really tight and really
Lord
close.
Ricard's in, No, he's just
in the pits. Down the front straight we go once again. Lap 27 and 33. Not many runs down here. Tom Gorian. Move on, Lord James Tarrier. Move on, Danny. Could Tom Gorian try and squeeze his way through up to third place? No, he can't, but Tarrier's back up to second place. It's as tight as you like. All four of these cars are within half a second here. As we come through turn 3, it's a jostle for position as they come into turn 4 contact with Danny and Tom side by side with the pair of them as they come into turn 5. Danny blocks it off as he tries to defend third place. He's losing time though to Tarrier, and they're both all losing time to Finns, who looks like he's just going to run away with this one.
It's a battle for P2. It's the one to watch at the moment. Vapid's closed in by a second. So is XRT inside. Can these guys catch this pack for P2 by the end?
Briefly.
Wow! This is
briefly side by side, but Lord James could be looking for a move out of turn 5 down to turn 6. Tom Gorian did get the drive instead though. As we come back down the hill towards turn 7, Tom Gorian mistake!
Tom Gorian's made a mistake. He's down to P5, but it's not going to affect him that much. Vapid's closed in. 1.9. He's closed in.
Back end is loose. But yeah, sorry, back end was a bit loose on the exit turn 7. And if the pair behind are closing in, and they seem to be, well, this could be a very tasty prospect. All 6 of those guys know how to race. Down towards turn 1, Inside has actually taken over a Vapid spot, but that's for P6, so sort of grand scheme of things doesn't necessarily matter all too much. But if he can be the first man to get himself into that battle, he's got the best chance at picking up a few extra positions. Right, let's see what happens. Danny's closing, Lord James is closing, Tom Gorian also closing, but not quite as much. And Danny's made up the position. Lord James also looking for it.
Jesus.
What else Tarrier he dives down the inside, contact, and off he goes! Off he goes, and here come, right on the scene, Lord James in the middle of a battle now with Vapid Koo, who's got the outside line into turn 4.
That is a
still
nightmare.
Got it. Oh, he's still got it. Inside of 5 is on the cards here as they dive. Space is left by the Ferraris. His contact as well. Off the track he goes, and Vapid through to P5. A time that I don't imagine he thought he was actually going to be able to do it, which is horrifically difficult at the best of times. 3 to go here. Lord James re-overtakes Vapid as sort of, I don't know, a revenge poke. I don't quite know what you want to call it. But Lord James up to 5th place. But we'll see. There's still 2.5 to go. Yeah, like you say, anything can happen.
Oh, Tom spotted out. He's going to drop down to P6. Another mistake in the last few laps for Tom Gorian is going to cost him crucial places. This is what's happening with Tom every race this season. A mistake towards the end, a penalty, a half spin, or both. LTK Tarrier, can he pass Danny M7?
2 to go here. Let's have a look. How fast did he go? 195, 196. Does he go faster? No, 196 is the top out here. And LTK Tarrier does take 2nd place away from Danny here on this penultimate run. But that does put Danny in a pretty good position here.
Does Tarrier want to try and hold the battery as much as he can? Stay in none. That's what he's doing. That is what he's doing.
I think Danny's realised that. Danny makes a move into 10.
He's trying to let
he's
Danny
trying.
Through.
He's trying, but at this point...
9, look at this! James has caught them! Look at this! Wow!
James has caught them. Vapid, Tom, who we thought was out of this battle for 2nd place, is sorted back into it inside a very big stretch. Down here we go. Final lap. Final run down the front straight. Tarrier is going to get absolutely pummeled here. Danny at the last minute takes 2nd place. Does Lord James squeeze his way onto the podium? No, not quite yet. There's still a couple of opportunities. They're a little bit of a stretch, granted, but there's still a couple of opportunities where he can make that. Into turn 4 is on the cards. Is it? No, it is still too far away. Through turn 5 is also an option, but needs to be a little bit closer. DT picks up 3 seconds. The track limits. I don't think he's quite been able to get that fastest lap. Through turn 5 we go.
This is crucial. They
Oh,
were
absolutely.
faffing about on the last lap to try and break that toe, but there was none of it.
Final real straight, here we go. Does Tarrier dive down the inside? He makes a bit of a lunge, but he can't quite make it work. And Lord James is looking on the inside. That doesn't work either. Fins is coming across the line to take the win. He's third on the spin for RFL, and he's, well, about fifth, sixth maybe this year in the International Paddock Stratosphere. He is going to take first place. Danny second, Tarrier third, Lord James fourth, Vapid fifth, Tom Gorian sixth, and inside seventh.